All right, welcome everyone. It's nice to see you. Today's webinar is brought to you by MCSC Women's Business Center. We're a nonprofit business center serving entrepreneurs in SLO, Kern, and Monterey counties. Today's webinar is being sponsored by the SBA, Union Bank, SUBA, and the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development. Their generosity allows us to offer this webinar and our free mentoring services to you, all at no charge. Thank you, sponsors. We offer free one-on-one business consulting with professionals in all areas of business. We have a team of consultants ready to assist you with your business needs. You simply need to register with us at mcscorp.org. And I will put the link in the chat box so those of you who want to register who haven't already can do so. I would like to thank Carrie Asuncion for being here today. Carrie, I lost what I was going to say about you, Carrie. Oh, there you are. Carrie's a high energy powerhouse who helps business leaders and teams build profitable, sustainable businesses. She has over 20 years experience in transformational leadership, initially as a human resource executive, then later as a business coach. She's guided thousands of clients to trust themselves as they bust through what holds them back. She offers group facilitation, retreats, and coaching to clients around the world. Carrie is also an MCSC consultant and is available for free business consulting at no charge. You are in for a treat today. So I just wanted to give you a few housekeeping items. Please limit your distractions and mute your phones. This class is interactive and you are encouraged to participate. If you would like to do so anonymously, when you put something in the chat box, just make sure that you're sending it to the host or panelist, and then only we will see it and we will not mention your name. Your webcams are optional. Some of you have them on, some of you don't. It's completely up to you. Let's see what else. If you want to speak, you can. Just remember that when you're unmuted, we can hear you and all of the background noise. So please stay muted when you're not talking. And this is being recorded, and we'll send you the link after the class. All of our webinars that are recorded are on our YouTube channel, and I will send you that link as well. So I just wanted to launch a quick poll so we can find out how you heard about us. It's a 30-second poll. If you could please just take that, that would be great. Thank you. All right, Carrie, thank you all for doing that. Go ahead, Carrie.
Great, thank you. Let me take the poll off the top. So first of all, I just want to say welcome to Radical Self-Care. I've had so much fun putting this together for you all today. And I want you to know that this is over and beyond just asking you what can you do for yourself. This is an opportunity for you to hit the pause button and be able to ask yourself, how can I live with a greater sense of what I call juicy aliveness? So stay tuned for the next hour. We're going to be going through the process of asking yourself some deeper questions so that you can put yourself in the driver's seat of your life. And so I presented this. If anybody's ever seen my self-care presentation in the past, this is totally different. I've revised it so that with some new insight. So first of all, I just want to say thank you to Mission Community Services for sponsoring this today and inviting us to be together. Again, I'm just going to ask that you turn off your devices, let go of some of the other distractions that you may have. I know we all live busy lives. And I just want to say I'm really excited to be here today to have each one of you participate to the level that you feel comfortable. I love being able to present to people to find out what are your ahas as we move along, because it's one of those things where I call it diamond coaching, that if you're able to deeply, let's say, ask yourself these questions and then share your insights and possibly even your questions, it's like a diamond where you're actually able to see things from all different perspectives. We're all just different facets of it. So once again, my name is Carrie Asuncion, with my company name is Keys to Empowerment. And I love, my passion and my purpose is really to align people with a greater sense of let's call it human potential, being able to up your level of enjoyment and performance in your life and your business. So I'm curious, how many of you are business owners? If you can either put your hand up or even put in the reactions a hand up, that would be helpful for me to see. So if you currently have a business or have been working for others, yeah, great. It's great to see your faces, by the way, so I'm not just presenting to there you go, to a blank screen. Awesome. So it helps me to understand really what you're up to. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some powerful cut-through tools that have worked for me and my clients to move us forward with a greater sense of ease, less stress, and be able to find greater enjoyment in your life and in your business. So you can keep your health and your sanity as you move forward in your business. So it's going to help empower you to make the best self-care decisions in your life and prosper, so that you can, it's sometimes in this chaotic world, it's difficult to pause long enough to ask ourselves what is it that we really, really need. So if for a moment, I'd like you to use the chat. What is your intention for today? What would you like to get out of our time together today? So just a brief, short share, maybe 1 or 2 words. I'll give you an example. So my intention is that you come away with tools that can really up-level your self-care so that you can be a powerhouse in your business. So what is your intention? And to put that in the chat, learn something new about self-care. How to relax, okay? We're going to actually start it off with a deep way to relax, to re-energize. Thank you for sharing. Motivated to keep self-care. Okay, good. Learn how to overcome blocks to business success. Okay, this is also helpful with that. You'll see why in just a moment. How to create better focus. Yes, to increase productivity and a curiosity. I love it. That's actually a great Got it. So how to come back. So what I'm hearing is like how to come back to your center as you're living your busy lives. That was really helpful. Thank you so much. In fact, maybe what I'll do is I'll even do a quick pick and prioritize self-care over putting out fires to turn off the distractions. Beautiful. Thank you. That's really helpful. And hopefully it's helpful for you too, because what I know about our mind is that once we put our intentions out there, it becomes the Google search box that you can begin to find the tools that you need in order to address the concern that you have. So can we all agree that we live in a very fast-paced world with lots of to-dos? And sometimes it can be actually quite overwhelming, so that you have so many options, so many streams of information that comes across, and it can feel like you're in a perpetual hamster wheel. And so today is your opportunity to, like Annie was saying here, to turn off the distractions, to ditch some of the overload, and to actually make yourself a priority. So I'd like to just share with you, let's see if I could do a screen share. We were struggling with that earlier. Let's see if this works. Okay, so can you see if you can just give me a
First time, you got it. Way to go, Carrie.
Great. I was going to say, give me a high five if you can see the slide, so without my notes on it. So sometimes it can feel like we're juggling a lot of different things in our life. And so really, relationships, our work responsibilities, our health and well-being, and how we choose to spend our personal free time. And in the midst of all this, we need to find time to eat well and relax, and to exercise and find sufficient time for sleep, right? So it gets all jumbled up together. So is it any wonder that we get stressed out and find it difficult to focus, find clarity, especially when during these COVID times where we've had everybody in the house and we're stepping all over each other. So have you ever wondered if maybe there was a better way to make life work easier, so to have less stress and more focus? And so as Barbara was sharing earlier, I have it's actually over 25 years of experience of studying and applying cut-through processes that allow you to optimize your productivity, to actually make life work better, so that you can turn on not just the regular doing, but you can actually begin to turn on your brilliance. So let me see. I'm going to start us off by saying, why do we do self-care? And I love this image because it's like we're going to be able to plug ourselves into our power and our strength so we can have a greater level of creativity in our life and a greater sense of energizing yourself so that you're coming from a place of being fully resourced as opposed to, it's the difference between dimming the lights and turning the lights on fully. And I also like to say, I've noticed when I started off in my business in human resources is that individuals were sometimes treated as automatrons. In other words, let's just do, more. And instead, I'm asking you to pause long enough to ask yourself, what is it that you need in order to energize yourself? And so today what we're going to be playing with, and I'm going to take it off of sharing for just a moment, is I'm going to invite you to do a short process that actually helps you to be fully here. So somebody had said in here that they want to be able to have greater focus, re-energize, and relax. This is a great technique for you to do this, and it takes less than 5 minutes. Are you guys all game? Give me a hand up if you're willing to do that. Great. Thank you. So this is called Cortices, and it's a body of work called Body Talk that helps you to turn back on the electrical impulses in your brain, which is the CEO for the nervous system for the rest of your body. So for a moment now, just kind of on a scale to 0 to 5, 5 being I am fully lights on, 0 is like I'm kind of numbed out. Kind of give yourself a number because I'm going to ask you where you're at when we finish towards the end of the process. And so just pick a number, 5 being fully energized, 0 is kind of checked out or numbed out. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take one hand, fingers together, the other hand open. The hand that's open is going to tap across the top of your head, your heart space, and your belly. And the closed hand is actually going to do a process that goes over 5 hand holds over the top of your head, and I'm going to share with you in a moment, and then the side of your head. We're basically opening up the electrical channels in your system here. So let's put your hand right back here over what it's called the occipital lobe. The next step here is tapping the top of your head as you take a deep, hard breath. Head, heart, belly. And the breath is important too, by the way, because what it's doing is it's bringing you back into your center. Head, heart, belly. And then you're going to put your hand right above that occipital, that ridge on your back of your head. Deep heart breath as you tap the top of your head, your heart space, and your belly. Head, heart, belly. And then right there at the corner part of your head, heart, belly. Deep breathing, head, heart, belly. Then right at the top of your head, and that's okay, that's where you're tapping, so just tap right on top of your hand. Head, heart, belly, head, heart, belly. And then what I call the oh my goodness position right here, your the front executive center of your brain, head, heart, and belly. Head, heart, belly. Take both hands, fingers together, and on the side of your head. Taking a deep breath, feeling your feet on the ground, your body present, deep heart breath. And you tap the top of your head, heart, and belly. Now let's just do that one more time. Head, heart, and belly. And so then just checking in with your body and with your mind. Have the lights started to go on just a little bit more? I've done this with children, and they actually have said to me, wow, I feel more present and in my body. So way to go. Thank you so much for being willing to play with that. So I'm also going to just do another screen share. One moment. So one of the work that we're going to be doing over the next 45 minutes is really based on this concept. I love how the Dalai Lama was asked what surprised him most about humanity. And so let's let's be non-gender and say he answered man. Let's say man and women. Because he sacrifices his health in order to make money. And then he sacrifices his money to recuperate his health. And then he's so anxious about the future, he does not enjoy the present. He or her, the result being that he does not live in the present nor the future. He lives as if he is never going to die, and then dies having never really lived. So the difference here is that you are going to have an opportunity to actually become present to what's most important to you. That you are the driver in your life. You are like the keeper of the keys to what it means to live fully, so that you don't have to be on that hamster wheel and asking getting to the end of life and saying, what was that all about? And part of the process of doing that, there's a few different things that we're going to be doing today. So the importance of self-care is asking yourself the bigger questions of, what do I love? And also, what do I need in the moment? So ask yourself for a minute, do I have a crystal clear vision for my life, for my business? And then the second question is, do I have an inspired action plan that works for me? And then the third question is, do I jump out of bed energized and excited about my life, about my business? And I'll just share with you, the vast majority of people that I present with really haven't asked themselves the question. So if you answered no, I really don't have a crystal clear vision. Most people haven't asked themselves that question. But you can begin to imagine that once you ask yourself, what is it that I love? Then your life can be a reflection of that. So rather than feeling like you're buffeted about, like remember we were talking about, actually I'll just share with you, I've recently taken up sailing. So rather than feeling buffeted about by the winds, then you can actually begin to set sail for the direction that you want to go on. So I'm going to be asking you some questions that can help you, so you can be in that minority of people that can actually answer the question, what is it that you would love? And so I just want to say, to vulnerably share with you, that this has not been one of my strong suits all along. So I remember when I was working as a human resource manager in high tech, being burnt out, overwhelmed. So this doesn't come from upon the mountain of high, like I've never experienced this. All of us have experienced levels of stress and overwhelm, but it became as a result of these tools that I needed to learn in order to feel a greater sense of ease and well-being in my life and for my clients. Because what I know is that when you detach from the doing, and you actually stand back and come into your business as a human being, not a human doer, that you're able to actually be so much more capable and creative. And I would contend, I think somebody had actually said this, I would contend that it actually helps you to be more successful in your business, because you're able to be address what's at hand rather than anticipating shooting yourself on the past or shooting yourself about what it should look like in the future, and judging yourself for what it doesn't look like. So we're going to be playing with that today. So I'm going to share with you. Can you actually see?
Carrie?
Yes?
Somebody wanted you to repeat the questions.
Okay, sure. The two questions are, here, let me put you back on my screen here. The two questions are, or in fact, I can just put them in the chat. What would I love? That's the vision of what you want to create in your life. And we're going to go into the details of that in a moment. And the second question is, what do I need? But it's really in the moment. That's the essence of self-care. Simple, huh? And so it's that matter of really respecting that you are a human being and not a human doer. So any questions up until now? Oh, I see. Great. Feel tingling too, more alert. Great. Thanks so much for that reflection of how you're feeling. So I'm going to do a share screen. So imagine waking up excited, motivated, and inspired, feeling healthy and well, and feeling deeply connected to yourself, to your other, to your workmates, to your purpose, and your passions, and free to choose how you spend your time and your money. So maybe I'm finding that with COVID times that people are actually reevaluating what's really most important to them. So you get to decide, I want to spend more time with my family and my friends? Do I want to make money so I can give in bigger ways? Do I want to have a small house? Do I want to have a large house? How do you want to spend your time and your money? And I love this slide. And to fully imagine what it would be like to fully express your creativity and to share your talents. And so that's what it's about today, is we're going to be actually asking yourself, what would I love? In the areas of, you might as well just write this down if you have a piece of paper, the areas of health and well-being, relationships, and that can mean relationships to yourself, to communities, to your beloveds, to your creativity. Actually, I had a slide on that. It must have got reordered. But your creativity and your work, sharing your talents. And the other area is your time, money, freedom. In fact, I might actually even see if I can find the slide so you can have it. Because really, you get to choose. What do you want to be, do, and have? So I will find that and move it towards the top. So you have the various categories, because what you'll find when I'm taking you through this process is that you will be able to ask yourself, what lights me up? What makes me excited about moving forward? So I'm going to share again. So again, the topics are health and wellness, relationships, creativity or sharing your talents. And I say creativity because that's what I believe that we're doing in business, is using our creativity to be of service. And what do you want to be doing with your time and money freedom? And there may be another area that you find compelling, so I leave that open to you. And we're going to begin to ask ourselves, what would I love to do, to be, and to have? And I like to say we all have this ability to envision what we want to create. Some people say, well, I don't have an imagination. But I want you for a moment to be able to imagine that you have a slice of a lemon in your hand and that you are squeezing a lemon into your mouth. My guess is your taste buds already start. You may not taste the lemon, but you can start to feel like your mouth salivating. So we all have the ability to imagine what we want to create. And today I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask yourselves a few questions. So any questions before we move forward? Okay. And if you do have a question, it might be easier for you to put it in the chat. So therefore I could see it in there. So let's begin to imagine, and we're going to do this without editing. I have to share with you the power of doing this process. So I had actually said, I've been doing this visioning process for a number of years with clients, and I said I wanted to have an office in nature. And it wasn't until, and I thought it was my office with double French doors opening to a meditation garden, but I began to realize as I was sitting out and doing a Zoom call out on my back porch with just a wall behind me and a couple acres of oak trees in front of me, that was my office in nature. So when we get clear what it is that we want to create, life has a way of opening things up so that it may look different than what you think it could or should. And this is actually a scientific process that it helps to be like I said before, the Google search box that allows you to filter through the billions of pieces of information that you get every day, and it helps you to design what it is that you want to create, so you feel more in control. And it's kind of a fun game, actually, to be able to say, what is it that I would love? So you're going to take a moment. I'm going to guide you through a process. You have your paper close by, something to write with. But for the time being, you're just going to put that down to the side. And I'm going to invite you to either close your eyes or have a soft gaze. And I'm going to take you over the next 5 to 10 minutes through a brief process that accesses your wisdom. And it's a process that's through your heart's intelligence. It's actually been scientifically validated that you have more energy capacity in your heart than you do in your brain, like that sense of vibrancy. And so we're going to actually use let's call it your heart's intelligence to access this information. So soft eyes, closed eyes. I'm going to invite you to take a deep heart breath. We already know how to do that. We started the day off with that. So taking a deep heart breath, and begin to take a time in your life, or think about a time in your life where you felt a deep sense of love and appreciation, either for a special someone, animal companion, or even a special place in nature. Whatever makes you feel a deeper sense of love and appreciation. Taking a deep heart breath. And in that space, begin to imagine what you would love to do, be, and have. What would you love to have more of in your life? Maybe more connection, maybe more time to spend with your family or friends, or do what you want to be doing. Or maybe it's financial resources, so you feel a deeper sense of security. Maybe it's a deeper sense of health and wellness. So like I was saying, that the lights are turned on so you feel energized and well and creative. Taking a deep heart breath. Beginning to ask yourself, what would I love to have in my life? Maybe it's the resources to create a comfortable home. Or maybe it's the resources to create a bigger impact in the world, so you can hire a staff so that you can be a greater service. Maybe it's buying that zippy new car and everything that allows you. Or maybe it's creating a meaningful career that really connects you to your passions, what lights you up. Or maybe it's even deep connection. Today we're talking about self-care, so deeper connection with yourself, with your team, with your family, because you are the nexus point of everything that goes on. So deeper connection. Deep heart breath, asking yourself, what would I love to have? And what would you love to be doing? Maybe free time to spend as you please, maybe finding a new hobby, learning a new skill. Or maybe even finding more time to exercise. Or adventure, maybe traveling the world. Possibly there's a project that's been on the back burner for a very long time. Is it writing a book? Giving back to your community? Truly sharing your talents? Taking a deep heart breath. What would you love to do? And in the next breath, Ask yourself, on who would I like to be while creating this life? Imagine for a moment less stress, greater peace, clarity, strength, balance, energy and motivation, more balance and ease. And let's throw in there, how about playfulness and creativity? Ask yourself, who would you love to be? And taking another deep heart breath, beginning to come back to this moment. I'm going to invite you to write down on your piece of paper, briefly, the images, any words, any even people that came into your thoughts about what you would love to do, be, and have. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes to write that down. And like I said, they generally focus around these particular areas of health and wellness, relationships, work, and time, money, freedom. And if you get stuck and get into what I call monkey mind, where it takes you away and you say, oh, I need to do my work, or I can't, I don't know, ask yourself, this is only 2 or 3 minutes. What would I love? And if you already have an idea or began to write down what you would love, begin to give it more, paint a more vivid picture. For example, gave you the example of an office in nature. What might that look like, feel like in your body to be able to create what you love? Another few seconds. And letting me know if you need a couple more minutes to write out your thoughts by putting in the chat if you need more time. Okay, so I'm actually going to ask you to put in the chat what it is that's emerging for you. What maybe surprised you about what's coming up for you. Just a 1 or 2 word phrase. Like I realize that maybe I need to pay more attention to my health and well-being, and I'm planning on exercising more each morning at 8 a.m., whatever that is. So somebody was mentioning tidy, organized, and complete. Relaxed, playful, and free. Beautiful. I love those tones of who it is that you can be as you move forward. Wholeness. And somebody else said more time for spiritual development to really connect. And knowing this was a very short drive today, but you can always go back. You can see why this is self-care, right? Because you're actually asking yourself, what would I love? Not what is it I have to do? What is it I need to do? But how can I put myself back in the equation? I need to write all my thoughts on my to-do list, personal self-care, and business. Okay. So it sounds like that's what I call a brain dump, right? Where you just put it out there so that you go, it can be a little bit overwhelming to have everything swimming in your head. Adding art, like painting and sketching, back into your life. The reason why I read these, by the way, is so that you can be inspired. Remember I was talking about that diamond coaching, that you may not even have realized that this is a possibility for yourself. So getting back to nature and hiking and exploring and going on adventures and traveling by myself and with family. So I would encourage you to get clear on where you want to go on adventures. What is it that you're hoping to gain? So for example, I've taken a group of women on a transformational journey to Bali a couple times. And so I was looking for connection to nature, finding connection to self and their purpose. So what is it that you want to get out of that? And to have a rich tapestry of sights, sounds, and adventure. So getting clear. Game night with family and friends and exercise time. Beautiful. I'm going to have you put that on your list. These are the things that you're going to be, let's call it, rewarding yourself. So sometimes people go, well, I don't have time to be doing this. So I'm going to just share with you that one of the ways I've been coaching with clients across the United States and Canada. And one of the things I ask them is, how much of your time are you wasting? And almost universally, people are saying, 50% of their time. So what I encourage the clients to do is to get those harder, some people have read the book, what is it called? Eat the Frog. So taking care of what needs to get taken care of, but rewarding yourself with some of these items so that you actually put, let's call it the self-care items in your to-do list, and you don't have to feel so guilty about doing them. In fact, yeah, somebody said trip to Bali sounds awesome. Yeah, at this time it would, wouldn't it? Now that we've all been in lockdown. So, and somebody said exercise time. So I'm going to encourage you, like, what is that exercise time? Is it going on a hike with friends? Where do you do it? What time do you do it? What's the feeling when you do that? So I'm going to put it back on share. 1 second. Oh, great. That's not what I wanted you to see. But now I just learned a new feature about how this system works, okay? So you get to choose what it is that you want to do, be, and have. You might even want to put that in your notes today. So that's self-care. It's coming from having control over your life and asking, what would I love? So I also have to say, part of radical self-care, remember, we're coming back to being self-referenced, taking care of yourself, because you're the best person to mind your life and your business. And this is a little deeper concept, but I can just say that I have been studying how we become programmed by our culture to, let's call it, should on ourselves, to be able to say, or telling ourselves, well, I should be busier, or I should be making more money, or this is what I should be doing because this is what's expected of me. So remember how the Dalai Lama was saying that sometimes humanity doesn't live in the present moment. They tell themselves, well, I should have done that instead of this, and that's okay. That's a learning opportunity, right? Or I should be doing this moving forward. So it comes from a place of what would I love, not what should I be doing. So my question is, where have you been shooting on yourself in these primary areas of your relationships? Because self-care is taking care of yourself. So this might look like I live in community, so I should be participating more in community. Well, there's times I'm depleted. And there's also, I should be interacting with this person. Well, what if they're toxic? So can you see that if we begin to take away some of the shoulds, that we might actually have more energy for our businesses, for our life, feeling more energized? Yeah, a couple of people said, yes, I get that. So where are you shooting on yourself in the area of relationships and your work?
Carrie,
Yes.
all we're seeing is a whiteboard.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. That's weird. I'm seeing something else on my screen. Can you see the eyeball?
No, just a big white screen.
Okay, give me another second. I'm going to reshare. Thank you for telling me, because I made this beautiful slide for you all. Okay. So
That is beautiful.
great. Thank you. So where am I shooting on myself? In my relationships, my work and creativity, my health and wellness? Like, I can honestly tell you, I've been shooting on myself for a number of years where I say, okay, I should be 20 pounds lighter. The fact is, I'm healthy. I'm energized, and I'm able to do what I need to do. So I'm just hanging something over my head that's not necessarily helping to propel me forward. And shooting on yourself with your personal time and money. And so I've been a busy businesswoman as I was raising my children, and shooting on myself like I shouldn't necessarily spend so much time to myself. I should be with the family. Guess what? Taking care of yourself is going to help you, what I call, fill your love cup so that you can be overflowing. So writing down a couple things that you might be shooting on yourself, and then you get the opportunity to decide where you place your time and your energy. So as a result of today, what are you going to stop doing that is depleting you? So maybe writing down 1 or 2 ideas. And then the second column is, what are you going to start doing to put yourself back in the equation for greater self-care? And what are you going to continue doing? Like, pat yourself on the back. You've got to this point, right? You've done some things right. What is it that you're going to continue doing that you really feel is filling you up so that you can be plugged in and energized? I'm taking a moment to write that down. And I'm going to invite you for a moment to share with the group what it is that you're willing to stop doing. And I ask you to do this so that it can inspire others. Then they go, oh, maybe that's actually more important. I'll give you my own example. When I was going through my master's program, I realized, and I had a 2-year-old, I realized that in order to help my dreams come through, I was going to stop watching television and stop drinking for a period of years. So 3 years, not that I was perfect. You're not expecting perfection, but what are you willing, to give up for your dreams, your intentions to come through? And I'm going to ask that you share. Okay, somebody said, scrolling mindlessly through my phone. Love it. Thank you for sharing that. I think our devices have become a big distraction for us, right? And they're keeping us from really our dreams. That's why I say these two halves, like what is it you really want more than the distractions that we've been experiencing. I'm going to stop deprioritizing sleep. Beautiful. I actually had a conversation with somebody about this morning. Einstein actually would take an afternoon nap and helped him to be more creative. And I actually use the sleeping process as an, I'll say, show me what I need as I sleep, and I wake up in the morning and I get answers, boom, 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 boom. So I'm using the sleep time as a revitalization and energizing of ideas. And do a digital detox, social media. So, right. So, Hillary, you might want to actually be saying, like I'm only willing to, or I'm going to limit myself to X number of hours a day. There's actually devices or applications rather that shut you out of social media. So you decide what your, let's call it addiction of choice is. Worrying about my weight. Yeah, we can spend hours obsessing about what we need to eat and how we need to exercise. And what about just enjoying life? And of course, taking care of, what energizing your body and your mind so that you can align with what you want to do. And if you wouldn't mind, Hillary, what is the application that you have a lockbox on your timer for your phone? Oh, you've thought of getting it. Okay, got it. There is a way that there's an application. And excessive YouTubing or procrastination. Creative distracting. Oh, that's interesting. I will say, if for example, like YouTubing can be helpful, right? Because it can help us to then, if we're focused on something and we can't find a solution and we need to kind of allow ourselves to, I call it create a tapestry of information. Like putting together this presentation today was really a tapestry of working with my clients and my own life. And what are the success principles that help you to put you back in the driver's seat so you can take care of yourself? It's a physical box with a timed lock. Wow. So we can put our devices in there. I think I want to do that for my son. He may not be excited about doing that. So what is it that you're going to stop doing? So back to the YouTubing thing. So it could be a creative endeavor if you limit the amount of time that you're doing this, right? So, and like chatting with a friend, some might think that that's like a distraction, but saying, okay, I live in community again, so I'll say I have 15 minutes to dedicate to what's going on with you. So then the second question to this is, what do you want to start doing? And so if you can put that in the chat too. What do you want to start doing as a result of getting clear on your vision? Putting on movies while I'm waiting. I will tell you one of the things that I do, because I'm doing a lot of driving right now between here and Santa Cruz, Audible books. And they're generally work related, or productivity or human potential endeavors like self-help. Morning meditation, so focusing yourself so that your mind can open up to greater possibilities. Better time management, that's a whole subject in itself, isn't it? There's the concept, if you want to look deeper into this, I help clients with looking at there's a time management matrix that was developed by Covey that helps you to determine what's really urgent and what's important. That's really where you want to be spending your time. So better time management, but that's a distraction. Okay. Oh, interesting. So one of the participants is saying, doing the morning meditation or some of that might be considered a distraction or a procrastination. Right. So they need to, these actions that you're going to start doing need to be in alignment with what it is that you want to create. Right. So if you see the value in meditating so that you might be able to have a calmer mind so you can have greater creativity, that might be it. Or reward yourself with some of these items. Like I said, eat the frog and then reward yourself. And then the third category is, what is it you're going to continue doing? Let's pat yourself on the back. There's some things that you've been doing already that have helped you to be successful to get here today. And so I'm just thinking for many of you, it may be having a creativity, attending seminars. Yeah, there you go, being curious. Okay, daydreaming about how successful I want to be way down the road and not focus on today. Okay, is that something that you want to continue doing? Oh, and somebody said they signed up for a medically supervised wellness program. Okay, got it. So the question at this point is asking yourself, what is it that you want to continue doing? Because I will say, I'm going to go back to this other comment where somebody was saying that they've been daydreaming about how successful they want to be. So thoughts are things. So if you use this, let's call it the outline that you started to create for yourself today, what is about what you want, and you begin to look at it in the present tense. Like I'll give you an example. I talked about the transformational journey to Bali. I said, I am traveling to Bali, bringing a small group of women for a transformational retreat. I had no idea, truly, I had no idea how to do a retreat at the time. But I knew how to coach, and I knew how to lead, and I knew how to travel. So I put those pieces together, and I said, and I paired up with somebody else, and I said, we're going to figure this out. And now I'm actually asked to be a co-sponsor or a co-leader for these retreats. So you have to start somewhere, right? So what are you going to continue doing? Continue focusing on financial stability, good credit scores, and limit spending. Good. So it sounds like you're focusing on being fiscally responsible in your life and in your business. Because I will contend that success, and I totally bought into this in the first part of my career, and I made 6 figures and I was terribly unhappy. So you get to decide what success is, right? Doesn't need to be dictated by our culture. You get to say, and I actually get a chance to do this. I get to make my own hours as a coach. I get to travel and have adventures. So what is it that you want to create? And remember, thoughts are things. And so until you can begin to get the feeling tone, it's like it feels alive. It feels like I'm back in the equation. So asking yourself what it is that I'd love. So I'm going to leave you with a couple thoughts before we go. We have about 5 minutes. And blank screen. That's not exactly where I wanted it to be. 1 second. Okay. Some thoughts to leave you with as you move into your busy day. To further tease out and to create your personal vision for what you want to create, pause to ask yourself, what is it that I need today? And take inspired action, because we can get distracted. We can go into the rabbit hole. So take inspired action that actually aligns you or takes you step to step to your vision and your goal. And so I love this image, so I just wanted to share this with you, is that and possibly when you came into this that you were feeling stressed or bound, and here's an ability for you to begin to spread your wings so you can unleash yourself, your life, with radical self-care. So we've talked about, tapping into your heart's wisdom. We've talked about courtesies. And I just want to say, if you feel tremendously moved, feel free to reach out to me. If you would like a copy of the, I have 2 things. I have a copy of the meditation, so you can begin to take yourself through the visioning meditation. And I also have a copy of the, what do you want to call it? The courtesies process. So in the chat, if you want either one of those, if you could just put courtesies, which is CORTICES, and I can give you a copy of that, or visioning, and I can send you a copy of that. So you can, if you can just, actually don't put it in the chat, please send me a message at Carrie@keystoempowerment.com, and then that will make it easy enough for me to send it across to you. So I'm going to take us off of sharing. And Barbara, question for you. Do you need a couple minutes as we wrap? Because I have a quick thing I can do with the group, but it's not required.
If you can give me one, that would be great.
Okay, great. So
Do you want me to unshare? I can unshare again. Stop sharing.
okay, that's great. So we started off with our intentions. What did you come away with? What did you find most valuable out of our time together today? If you can just put that in the chat. And it might be I'm coming away feeling more energized, clearer, where I want to do, what I need to stop doing. And remember, it's a gift when you share with other people. I just have to say, today was like a microcosm with a macrocosm. So when you share, it gives other people permission to share. Self-care will help me be fully resourced. Right. So it's not, I like to tell people, it's not a selfish act. It actually helps you to connect more deeply with yourself. So it allows you to be a better leader, etc. Maintain a list of tasks, starting with creating it the night before. Beautiful. Loved it all. Great to see you again. Great to see you too. Yes, the tapping exercise helped you come back to the heart center. Self-care is part of my routine. I love that. Part of my routine. It's not just like this secondary thing that needs to happen. And reminder that balance is key. Leading thinking with the heart. Sleep can help with clarity. Okay, great. So thank you everyone for participating in that. I really appreciate it. And so Barbara, with no ado.
I want to thank you, Carrie. We all feel so much better. You gave us so many tangibles, so many takeaways. And I want to thank everyone who came today for participating fully. It's great to see you guys engaged, and it just makes it such a better webinar for everybody, especially Carrie, who loves it when you participate. So thank you all. I just wanted to let you know about some of the webinars that we have coming up. I did put the link to the YouTube channel in the chat box, as well as registration link if you want to get some free consulting from Carrie or any of our team. We have about 23 consultants who can help you with basically anything in business. We have a registering with sam.gov. If you want to do business with the government, you need to get registered with sam.gov. So that's what that one is on the 8th. And then on the 1st and the 15th, we have a series on WordPress. It's really for beginners or people who have a website. It's just kind of thrown up, but not really what you want. That one is going to be great. It's being taught by Gina Sinardo, who's a photographer and has a great eye for art. And then we have a 3-part series on using video in social media marketing. You will walk away with a video that you can use for your business. All of these are interactive and really designed to have you walk away with takeaways for your business. And then we have our entrepreneurial training classes in English and Spanish. English is on the 14th. It's Tuesdays from 4 to 6:30. And the Spanish class is Mondays and Wednesdays from 5:30 to 7:30. It's wonderful to see you all again. I love seeing the familiar faces. Thank you for coming and have a great day.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Oh,